Hey guys, so this week we've got our new series are going to be fully underway. Tomorrow night with the middle schoolers, we are starting our first part of the questionable series. They've asked some incredible questions. In fact, we've got some really intense questions that they've asked. And we're going to go over the next probably about 6 weeks trying to answer these questions. Again, as I bring up these subjects, if there's any of you that are willing to fill in and talk about a subject or give kind of a personal story about a way that particular subject or particular question kind of you relate to it, that would be great. I'm going to put those questions out to you. This week, though, we're going to focus on the questions that were about evangelism. We have a lot of kids asking questions of, well, how do I share with this friend? I got this friend going through this, and this, and I feel like I need to be sharing with them. How do I do it? And so we're going to focus this week on that. I've got a lot of kids that are excited about that right now, and so we're going to really try to help fuel that fire a little bit and help also them understand what they're carrying, and the message of the gospel is not a motivational speech. It is not just something to make their day better. It's not a little piece of candy that you get to make it feel better after you've had a shot. You know, it is a life-changing thing. And as we're learning in high school group, it is also a call to come and die. And so we're going to talk to them about that a little bit and help them understand what it is that they can do to share, why they need to share, and most of all, how they can share. And our middle schoolers will get to spend a little time in the AAA Cafe this week, which they've been begging to do. They are so excited about it. So we're going to do that this week. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. There'll be some great opportunity for small groups. Leaders, as your small group leaders, one of the things that I'm going to have them do in their small groups is practice sharing the gospel, and you guys will get to help kind of coach them in some things, help them understand areas that maybe I'm not, that doesn't make sense, or that's not exactly, you're not really getting it there. You're talking about good things, but you're not talking about the gospel, and just help them to see that. So that's something that we're going to be doing tomorrow night. Sunday night, we're diving into the next part of our Death to Selfie series, where we've kind of laid the groundwork of, hey, this is what it is that we're called to follow Christ. We're called to die to self. Now, I know I didn't get very specific on what exactly that looks like, and that's because over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about what that looks like and how that works. So the first week, this Sunday, we're going to be talking about how do we die to ourselves socially. This is the scary part for the kids. We talked about it at our leaders meeting. This is the most intense part for them, I think, is having to die to themselves in the eyes of their peers, having to just die in their eyes even a little bit, put to death the self that maybe got them into that friend group, maybe that all those things, and replace it with Christ. And that's what we're going to talk about, is how do I take myself out of my social circles and replace it with Christ in my body. As Paul said, it's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. So that's what we're going to focus on this week. For those guys, Marker Assassins is going strong. We already got 5 kids out of it. 4 of them have been killed. 1 kid had to drop out because his parents or his dad was not happy with it. So we are down 5 kids. We'll say that 4 of them were killed and 1 died of natural causes for now. And so I'm excited to get some of you guys involved in those things. But man, right now they're flying. So we will just we'll see how it goes. It has only been 2 days, and it has been 2 intense days. So we'll just have to see what goes on with it. It's going to be really, really fun to see how that pans out. We have some of the kids that are just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Now, I do know it might seem a little unfair having some kids that live in Selden, and I agree that it's a little bit unfair, but at the same time, everybody agreed to let them play. They knew that it might be unfair, and honestly, I think that it's something that they can work out and kind of deal with and work on. And if it becomes too much of a problem, we'll work out a way that makes it a little bit more fair for them. So other than that, I think that is about it. Thank you guys for sharing some of your stories with me of just areas that you've had to die to yourself. We're going to use those over these next 4 weeks as they fit in with specific topics that we're going to be talking about. It's going to be awesome. I appreciate it. I may contact you and ask if we can set up something like this where I film you, just kind of sharing your story, give it kind of an I am second feel, so that it's something that comes specifically from your heart, not just from my mouth, because it's different when it comes out of your mouth. And I understand not everybody wants to stand up here in front of everyone, but standing in front of a camera, sitting in front of a camera is a lot easier than you think. And I can help you guys walk through that. It'll be really kind of a cool situation to go through, and actually a great tool to use to help these high schoolers really see what it means to die to self and see people around them that are doing it. So other than that, I think that's it. The challenge that I want to give you guys for this week, I would really, my biggest challenge I think probably is going to have to do with our middle schoolers a little bit. I want to see you guys really step up and help them understand how to share the gospel. Now, both groups this will fit in, because in our high school group we're going to be focusing on the idea of dying to self socially, and so that's something that it's a big part of that, is being willing to bring in God into those circles, into those things. So as you think about it, that's something this week that I'd really like to see you guys focus on. I know it's not a very specific challenge, but that'd be really good for you guys to step in and do that. Other than that, I think that is it. We love you guys, and I'm excited to serve with you this week.